Okay, good morning or afternoon whenever you are watching this video. I am Dr. Miller, and I am your faculty instructor for this semester of EDU 6550, which is Student Achievement, Accountability, and Standards-Based Instruction. That's a very long name. This is Section 2. So welcome. I am looking forward to this semester and working with you. And looking over the class roll, looks like most of you are new to me. I see one or two familiar names. So I am excited about getting to know you and working with you this semester. Speaking of, this semester is a very short semester, 8 weeks, and hence it is very condensed. We've got a lot going on every week, very little time for downtime. And pretty much just about every week there is something that's due besides our discussion forums. So one thing I want to do in this video, in this short welcome video, is go through our syllabus and hopefully answer some questions that you may have. I will not during this time go into detail regarding the WCG assignments. I will do those at a later date, possibly later this week, go into more detail on those assignments. But I kind of want to just do a course overview and point out a few things that are important for you for this semester, a few important dates, and hopefully get us off on a positive note. Hope everybody received my email yesterday with the syllabus, giving you a little bit of a heads up, at least a 24-hour heads up on your readings and getting ready for this semester. If you did not receive that, that means I do not have an appropriate email for you, and so we need to make sure that happens. So, because this will be posted in the portal, so you'll be seeing this. So let me know if for some reason I don't have an email for you, or there's a better email. We need to get that updated on the portal as quickly as possible. Okay. So with that said, let's go ahead and get going through the syllabus. The first part, really what I'm going to go to is if you go to the last page, if you have it pulled up on your computer screen or hard copy in front of you, I'm going to pretty much just go through the course schedule. One caveat is that this is subject to change. Of course, I will let you know as soon as possible if anything were to change. Generally speaking, and you can ask folks from my previous class, if something changes, it's to your benefit. It's either pushing a date back or eliminating an assignment. But just note that things could change. I don't foresee that happening with such a short semester. There's really not much time to make changes. So with that said, make sure that you're referencing this routinely, checking dates, trying to stay ahead of the curve. Really don't want you to get behind because there's just no time for that. Again, I will send out weekly updates on what's due that week. Also with the updates on due dates and things like that, okay? So week one, which is this week, it's a fairly light week. You just have the data-wise chapters 1 and 2 readings, and then the discussion forum. The forum is already up and should be open at this point. There's already some a short summary of the chapters and some guiding questions for discussion. So one note that you'll see in the syllabus that is highlighted or that is bold printed and that you need to make note of is that your initial post is due by the 30th, which is, I believe, this Friday. So something new with the college is that you will be dropped. You'll see you will be dropped by the college if you do not post by the 30th this Friday at 11:55. That is something new. It is out of my control. And so make sure that is something that you get done. With that said, we're going to go ahead and stick to that. If you look at your at the calendar, you can see that the weeks start on Tuesday. And then the due dates are that next Monday for all items. So our weeks will run Tuesday to Monday. With that said, what we'll do is with our discussion forums, there will be a brief summary and some guiding questions in the forum each week. And so what I want is your initial post to be done by every Friday at 11:55 p.m., okay? And then what we will need is for you to respond to two of your classmates by that following Monday of the due date. So for example, this week, number one, you'll have your initial post on the 30th by 11:55, and then you will have two responses due to classmates by 7/3 at 11:55 that evening. And we will carry that through all 8 weeks, except for week 7. I don't believe we have a discussion forum. So for the first 6 weeks, that's the way we will run that. If you have any questions on that, just shoot me a quick email and I'll try to clarify. But again, your initial post will be due on the Friday of that week, and two responses to two of your classmates will be due by that following Monday, or the due date that you see on the far right-hand column. So for week 1, your two responses will be due by 7/3 at 11:55 p.m. that evening. That gap between your initial post and the due date gives everybody a few days to read through posts and respond appropriately. So week 1, not too much going on, kind of sliding into a little easily. Maybe even you got your books early and you're able to get a few chapters read. And so this week, hopefully not too bad. All right, week 2, beginning on the 4th, we're back in DataWise. We're doing chapters 3 and 4 that week. Again, your week 2 discussion forum will be due that Friday of next week at 11:55, and then your two responses on the 10th at 11:55. So there you see in week 2, you have the WCG inventory that's going to be due. Now, I know most of you have already done that. However, I do need something in the portal to grade you on for that activity, because it is an activity that the college says that we need to do. So what I need for you to do is to take a screenshot showing me that you can get into that website and just post that in the portal, and you will get your credit for that. So everybody has probably already done that. That should be pretty much a gimme grade. So just take a screenshot of that somehow, some way, and just show me that you have access to the WCG website there. Okay, so that's week 2. Again, not too bad in week 2. Just the WCG inventory screenshot, and then the week 2 discussion forums, okay? All right, moving on to week 3. Here we are now moving into the leverage leadership. We have chapter 1. Then the WCG student learning results for that week. Again, I'm not going to go into that at this point. That's a few weeks away. I will post something, a video later talking more about that and the other activities. And then week 3 discussion forum due, the two responses due on the 17th, and your initial on that Friday. Okay. All right, moving on to week 4. We have the midterm exam, which will cover DataWise chapters 1 through 4 and Leverage Leadership chapter 1. This week is kind of a busy week. Then you have the DataWise chapters 5 and Leverage Leadership chapter 2, which you need to read and respond to the week 4 discussion forum on. All right, that brings us to week 5. We move there. We're continuing in our DataWise chapters 6 and 7. We have a research paper due. And then our week 6 discussion forum. Information about the research paper and the other activities are in the syllabus, so you obviously can peruse that, which you probably already have. I think they're generally self-explanatory. Given the time of, given that we are in the summer, there are some of the activities that talk about having your school leaders review things. So we may modify that a little bit, but again, I'll get into those details as we proceed. Okay. Okay, week 6, Data-Wise Chapter 8, Leverage Leadership Chapter 4. Here we have a data and assessment proposal that is due. If you note, that is the 5th activity. So the activities do go out of order. Don't let that freak you out. They do change orders at that point. You'll see that the 4th activity, the development plan, isn't due till the week after that. So that is purposeful. It does go 1, 2, 3, 5, 4. So that is not a typo. They are out of order. So just want to make sure I point that out and let you know that that is okay for those to be out of order. All right. And then during week 6, that will be our last discussion forum for the semester. All right, so then we move into week 7. As you'll note, in week 7, we break that up into two separate sections, so to speak. The first part of week 7, which runs 8:8 through 8:11. Is Data-Wise Chapters 9 and 10. This is a pretty busy week, so you may want to stay on top of things here. And then Leverage Leadership Chapter 7. You have a field experience, WCG Individual Leadership Development Plan that's due that week. That's the activity number 4 in your syllabus. And then the second part of that week, which I guess we're calling 7.5, runs through 8:11 to 8:15, and that's when the final exam. Now, it is not a cumulative. It does just cover the last chapters, the chapters after your midterm exam, so Data-Wise Chapters 5 through 11, and your Leverage Leadership Chapters 2, 3, and 7. Okay, so that is the semester in a nutshell. I know I did cover a lot. I'm approaching 12 minutes here on the video. I don't want to bore you too much, but I did want to introduce myself, let you see my ugly mug, so you know who you're talking to when we're chatting over email or over the phone. Speaking of, don't hesitate to contact me at any time. I'm available to you. My information is in the syllabus. You can shoot me an email. I will respond to those usually that same day. I know that we're on a tight schedule here, so questions you have are need to be responded to quickly. Feel free to text me as well. I had students last semester text me. That is fine. Just when you do text, just make sure you identify who you are and let me know your name, and that way I know exactly who I'm talking to and chatting with. So 3 forms of communication. You can call me if need be, text me, and email. I will get to you quickly. At this point, that's it for now. If you have any questions after this video, don't hesitate to shoot me an email or text or call, and I'll answer your questions the best I can. I will post another video later this week reviewing your next assignments. All right, looking forward to it, let's have a great semester. All right, thanks.